Good afternoon. Mayor Jeff Schielke speaking to you on Friday, April 23rd, 2021. And we've got a lot going on in town, as we always do. First, I want to give you what's becoming my weekly report on the Batavia Police Department. We continue to have a number of issues regarding people being somehow bamboozled or crime being committed against them on the internet, where they're being sent suggested messages that they should go get some Bitcoin and pay somebody off because they suppose they have some compromising pictures of them, or all this stuff. And the police are doing everything they can with this whole stuff, but it is something that's out there. We also have a rash of people calling on the phone saying they're from the Internal Revenue Service or Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid, and they want all this information for you to give them your credit cards and your Social Security numbers and all this good stuff. And that's all bad news, because if those agencies are going to contact you, they're going to send it to you in mail and let you know that they want you to call them, I guess. So please be careful out there, because it is something that is a big time consumer for the Batavia Police Department. That's what we're here for, but it's troublesome for us to sit here and watch all this attempts being made against our senior community, many of whom do not have a lot of technology skills to begin with, and to see these people kind of bamboozle their way into your life through a computer screen is really kind of dismaying. The next thing I want to continue to talk about is, again, tip my hat of approval to the Batavia Fire Department, and specifically our ambulance crews, for some phenomenal jobs they've done here recently and saving some lives and responding and whatever. We continue to see an increasing number of calls on the Batavia Fire Department, and that's to be expected, but with this now opening of the landings, that'll be our 6th senior living community in Batavia, and they do generate a lot of calls for us. So we do have a lot of activity in that regard, and again, I appreciate all the good efforts that are being done there. On a more positive note, I want to share that the Batavia Park District and the city are partnering in a project for a master plan for the future development of the Fox River corridor through Batavia. And obviously one of the focuses of this will be on the Depot Pond area by the Historical Society Museum and by the Peg Bond Center, and how we as a community want to see that area going forward. As most of you have probably heard me say this already, that area was basically hand dug about 1870 to create a second channel of the Fox River, so that there then would be 4 banks to build factories on to take advantage of the water power in the years before electricity. And now we've slowly began over the last 70 years of filling that pond in, and we got it to the point now where we just have the nice water feature there by the Depot Museum and the Peg Bond Center. And we get hundreds of people in here almost on a daily basis walking around and enjoying it. So I think there's probably a pretty strong opinion on the part of the City Council and the Park Board that we want to do something that kind of retains that area. And so we're doing a lot of engineering to discover what are the impacts of the dam and how that can be dealt with in the future, and what other things we can do along the banks of the river going through downtown that make downtown Batavia a really river-friendly, visible place. And so that's the goal there, and we're going to be asking for some community input on it. And if you'd like to find out more, we're going to have a link on our homepage, or you can also at cityofbatavia.net, and you should be able to dial up and start sharing your opinions with us on that one. So please do that. A big thing coming up in the next week is that the citywide garage sale to support the Batavia Fireworks Fund is going to be held on Friday, April 30th and Saturday, May 1st. I am told that we now have over 150 people who have registered to have garage sales at their homes in Batavia that day, and our staff here at the city is in the process of making up a map of the city in which all those locations of all those 150 plus homes will be identified. It should be, I'm told, a lot of people had the pandemic year to kind of go through their garage and their basements and their crawl spaces, and a lot of folks are telling us they have some really nice stuff that they want to put out and try to sell. So I encourage you, if you're a garage sale fan or a flea market fan, that next Friday and Saturday, Batavia is going to be the place to be, and you'll be able to pick up maps at City Hall if you're just coming in to drive the town. They'll probably be available at some of the downtown restaurants and other places, so feel free to get a map, and we will give you a nice drive around Batavia on that day. Also on that day, there's going to be a special garage sale over at the corner of Webster and South River Street in what used to be a bicycle shop in the basement of that building, and that's going to be another garage sale sponsored by the Batavia Women's Club, and it's going to be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. both Friday and Saturday, and that is going to be a whole bunch of furniture and stuff that's been collected by the Batavia Women's Club, and the Women's Club is going to donate all the proceeds from that sale on that day to the Habitat for Humanities group. So we've got that one going on, and so again, we want to encourage you to take in the garage sale and take in the sale that is going to be held at Webster and South River Street in the basement of the old bicycle shop. Anyway, another thing that's happening is that we have gone to year 2 now of the Slow Down Yard Sign campaign, and we've just had a new fresh supply delivered to City Hall, and you're going to see those start to pop up. And we're asking that signs should be posted from April 23rd to September 6th, which is the approximate dates of when we'll think we're going to have the most kids around town because of the closing of school for the summer and whatever. And we ask that you not put these signs on the parkway, that you need to put them in the front yard of your house on your side of the sidewalk. And these hopefully are a reminder to everybody driving through Batavia that there's a number of small children floating around and running around, and we need to do everything we can to keep them safe. So we're trying to get, again, we had a great turnout of this last year. Well over 300 signs were distributed throughout the town, and we'd like to again send that message out here. And finally, our Main Street organization is busy planning for a number of summer fun events in the downtown area this year, and they're looking for volunteers who are interested in helping. A sense of volunteerism is one of the things that sets our community apart, and goodness names, we've had a number of people step up and first volunteer for things like, farmers market or the fireworks or the citywide dinner on the street and all these other stuff. And then once they do that, maybe then they're volunteering to be a member of a city commission. Some end up running for the city council or the school board. So it's a good way to get involved and find out about Batavia, and we think that's a real community strength. And so we've had people ask about volunteering for Main Street events, and the best way, if you're interested, is go to downtownbatavia.com and click on Contact, or you may call them at 630-761-3528 and tell them that you heard me espouse on the computer today that we'd like to have some volunteers step up and help Batavia Main Street and the Chamber of Commerce and all the other neat events that we're going to have. And I guess the final thing I'd like to share is that we're out raising the money for the fireworks program. We get $35 for each one of these garage sales that you see, and that's going to go a long way toward helping us pay for this year's show, which is mostly already paid for because we didn't fire it last year, but we need to continue to raise money to keep that as a going thing, because this will either be the 70th or the 71st year, or however you want to count it, that we've done it in Batavia, that we've had the fireworks program, and we've never put any of it onto the property taxes. It's all been for donations and by public donations, and I think that speaks wonders about what Batavia is all about. We want to keep that going. But what I wanted to share was we're not totally sure how we're going to do this on the 4th of July, if we have to delay it to Labor Day or whatever. We're going to be working on that in the next few weeks, so please keep your ears and eyes open. We'll be telling you more about it. But our intentions in all senses are that we are going to do something this year to kind of bring the community together and let us share a sense of community, work together, and honor the spirit of Batavia that is so very visible in our history. So I thank you all for listening today, and keep a great heads up on what's happening, and I look forward to talking to you next week.